Let's get...
So yeah, anyway, these are going to be our nest boxes for now, and we just walked in here. The kids were all excited. They wanted to see if a chicken laid an egg. So I said, well, we'll go in there and check. And this hen is in the box. She hasn't laid an egg, but she's definitely in there checking it out. But yeah, I was going to tell you, these are my emergency nest boxes that we just hung up. I actually got this idea. I saw a lady on Facebook. She posted that she had a broody hen nesting in a feed trough like this. We use these, feed troughs really for horses, I think, because they're pretty deep. But we use them for the goats now and then. But we weren't using them right now. And so when I found that egg this morning, I just grabbed a couple of these real quick and stuffed some straw in them. Which this one, I don't know if the chickens pulled that out or if the full goats did. The goats were all jumping up here trying to want to eat trying to look in there and see if there's any chicken feed. But looking in their coop here, I don't see any more. That egg this morning was just laying there on the wire, like hen had just dropped it. But anyway, I just wanted to show you what we're doing for now. We're going to build real nest boxes, but again, I want to build some, up higher. I want them to be good and high, so that the goats don't mess with them. Maybe I'll put I could probably almost fit like 4 of them across that bar if I really wanted to. They don't have to be very big. I feel like people always build the nest boxes way too big, and the chickens really don't need that much. Maybe 10 by 10, 12 by 12 inches at most. People build them huge, and then like I built some in the past that were 12 by 12, and there was 3 chickens stacked in there one time. So anyway, these are going to work just fine for now. We'll see. These might be all we go with for a long time. But just wanted to show them to you guys, give you the idea, I guess. Oh, I just missed the footage, guys. Doggone it. So, yesterday I built a new set of nest boxes. I'll show you those here in a minute. And I came in here to grab a handful of straw off this shelf. We broke a bale and we just stuck it up here on the shelf. And not even thinking, when I grabbed it, yanked off the shelf, I heard a splat. And there was an egg in the floor that had broke. So one of the chickens, we'd never seen her in the barn here, but one of them had been coming in through the window, laid her egg in the straw, and then went back out through the window and left no trace that she'd been here. So I was trying to wonder who it might be and figure out. Well, just now I'm mixing goat feed, and I look out the window and I see our black, honestly I don't know what she is, but she's our black hen. I'll show her to you in a second. And she's sitting out here on top of this panel, and she's just like pacing back and forth looking at this window. Like trying to figure it out, studying the window. And then right as I grabbed my phone to pull it out and start making this video, she flew and splat right against the window like a bird would. I guess she is a bird. Anyway, so there's our culprit. She's trying to get in here. So I'm going to take her out. I'm going to go outside and catch her, and I'm going to set her up on those new nest boxes and hopefully introduce her to where she should lay her eggs. I had showed you we were using those goat feeders as nest boxes, but that was never meant to be long term. Here she is. She feels silly. She feels embarrassed. So let me grab her in a minute. But here's the new nest boxes that I just built. Just whipped this together out of some 1x lumber. They're not pretty. They're not great, but they should work. They look a little small on average. But see, years ago, I built some that were like 12 inches by 12 inches, and I saw as many as 3 hens crammed into them. So these are 10 inches on center is the dividers. And so we're able to get 9 boxes, and they're just big enough to fit basically 1 chicken each. So just figured I'd show that to you guys. Just mounted up here on the wall in this back alleyway. That way it's high enough the goats can't mess with it, because the goats kept jumping up trying to eat out of those goat feeders even though there was nothing in there for them. They were convinced there was. They kept jumping up there, and that aggravated me. So these are high enough the goats won't mess with them, but they're right here at good eye level that an adult anyway can walk out here. The kids, they'll find some way. They'll stand up on a bucket or something. They always do. Anyway, let me go catch that chicken and set her up here and show her where these nests are at. So let's see what she does. So Sorry I couldn't catch her with one hand and hold the camera with the other, but I just set her up there and she moved from one box to the other. But I think she's going to dig around up there. I hope she's going to dig around up there and decide that she likes it. I hope. She's kind of trying to decide. I mean, they look, the boxes honestly look a little bit small, but I think once a hen gets in there and kind of packs that straw down and decides she likes it, I think they're going to work just fine. I really don't want to rebuild them either, so I'm going to convince myself. There she goes. She's scratching that straw down a little bit. I mean, that's my idea, is that it, you know, that they really are small, so you won't have 2 or 3 hens trying to cram in there. You'll have just one hen can get in there and she can feel really secure. Oh yeah, she likes that. She likes that. There'll be an egg in just a couple of minutes. Oh, so I just caught those 2 reds. I'm going to keep doing that every day for a while. Put them up there, show them where it's at. They learn whether you realize it or not, or whether you think they do. You'll put them up there and they'll jump back down, but just showing them that it's up there so they can explore it for a second. Pretty much all it takes. They just need to know that it's there. I was a little concerned about that, about them wanting to roost on top. If they do, they're going to start pooping up there and piling up poop. I really don't want that to happen. So I may have to put a, you know, slope board or something up top. There's some sort of little roof to cover it. Just like I said, I just don't want them. There's already some poop up there, but I don't want them pooping up there, and then especially if they turn around and poop in the nest boxes, which is a little concerned with that front ledge. I know if I put a sloping roof over the front of it to where they can't comfortably roost, then maybe they won't. That'd be better, but anyway, this should be better than the feed bins anyway, hanging on the wall. The feed bins are feed bins. That's what they're meant for. So I'll maybe leave them up for another day or two, the feed bins, while the hens figure out these nest boxes. And then I'll take the troughs down and make them use these, or make them find somewhere else. Well, I don't know if the kids have been down here or not to check. I just got back from town, figured I'd check the nest boxes. Oh, there it is. Got one. And I don't know, I mean, I assume it came from that black chicken, that black hen, but I put a few of the reds up there too to see if they would, you know, maybe change their mind and decide to nest there. We'll check out here in the front. Of course, got a bunch of fat roosters in there eating all the lay crumbles. Fatties. No. Oh, there's one. Getting a little bit bigger. None in there. I don't think they like this bucket. It moves around too much. Cool. 2 eggs. Yeah, I'll bring them to the house. I ought to leave them for the kids to find, but I'll bring them on in. Well, we're making some adjustments on the nest boxes. The old ones, they were, I mean, this is actually the same nest box. All I did was rotate it 90 degrees, and I lowered it down about a foot. I wanted it high so the goats wouldn't try to jump up there and mess with it, which, where it is now, the goats maybe can get their front feet on this front board, but they can't really get their head in there. But I wanted it high enough that the goats wouldn't even try, you know, because they're always jumping up in the pink ones up front, which, of course, we're feed troughs, so I can't really judge too much. But what I did, this was too shallow. What that little rim board is on top there, that used to be the front board. And I noticed the hens get in there a lot and kick and scratch to try to make a nest. And they'd kick all the straw out all over the ground, and then it was just bare bottom, and then they don't want it because it doesn't feel like a nest. So this board used to be kind of a top cover to make them feel like they had a roof over their head. But then I thought, you know, where they're nesting up here right now, they're nesting in these pink feed troughs, and they love them. Those have no roof on them, but they have deep sides. So I just figured, I was sitting here thinking about adding another rim board and doing all this to modify the nest boxes, and then I realized, you know what, I can just roll them 90 degrees. So what was the top is now the front, and that makes them deeper, and they're open topped. So I just did it just now, just lowered it down, rolled it over, put fresh straw in there, and then I caught a couple of hens and put them up there just so they could, you know, check it out and investigate it and see if they like it, which obviously they're not running away. I mean, these girls may have already laid their eggs for today, I don't know. But the point is just showing it to them, letting them realize that something's different, that they might like it a little better. And ideally they'll start using them, because right now we've just about got them all laying. We did get 12 eggs the other day, I think, or at least 11. And we've only got 12 hens, so they're pretty well all laying. But they're all fighting for, you know, 2 nest boxes. One of them keeps dropping her eggs out here on the ground, which I don't like, obviously. One of them keeps laying her eggs in the coop, just on the wire floor, which not that big of a deal. At least they're clean, but I'm the only one that can reach in there and get them. So we're trying to get them trained on using the right nest boxes, get the feed tubs down so the goats aren't trying to eat all the hay out of the nest boxes all the time, and have these in a position where the chickens will use these all the time. The kids can get up here on top of a bucket to be able to reach in there and get the eggs. All around better deal. That's what we're after. So my only other concern right now is they may try to roost and perch on that front ledge and then poop in their nest boxes, which if that happens, then I'm going to have to build some sort of little roof over top of it to keep them from wanting to do that. You know, build something, you have to build a little roof that comes out like this to where they just have this narrow slot. But we'll see. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. They probably will, because that's what I don't want them to do. They'll probably poop in the nest boxes. But anyway, for right now, let's just get them using the nest boxes to actually lay eggs in. That'd be good.